The Legion of Boom wasn't just a defense, it was a spectacle of violence and intimidation that dominated the NFL landscape. Their goal transcended simple tackles. It was about imposing a physical and psychological toll that lingered long after the final whistle. That era defined the Seattle Seahawks, a team you either loved or hated, but you absolutely could not ignore. It was a unit that delivered the city's first ever Super Bowl championship. Yet, almost as quickly as they ascended, that fearsome identity dissolved. The Seahawks transformed from perennial contenders into a middling franchise, synonymous with playoff disappointments and unfulfilled potential. Entering the 2025 season, Seattle's resume was bleak: no playoff victories in 6 years, 2 recent postseason absences, a major coaching overhaul, and the stunning trades of their franchise quarterback and top wide receiver. Against all logic, they are now the favorites to win it all. This is the story of how the Seattle Seahawks executed one of the most dramatic and successful rebuilds the league has ever witnessed. To understand the resurrection, we must first revisit the collapse, which began in earnest in 2017. That season marked the last gasp of the original Legion of Boom core. Quarterback Russell Wilson was in his prime, leading the NFL with 34 touchdown passes and earning a Pro Bowl nod despite a lack of elite receiving weapons. On defense, Bobby Wagner anchored the unit with a first-team All-Pro season, while Earl Thomas continued his Hall of Fame-caliber play at free safety, a human cheat code who could erase half the field in seconds. But the foundation was cracking. In a catastrophic turn, both Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman suffered season-ending injuries in the same game, a neck injury for Chancellor and a ruptured Achilles for Sherman. These weren't just injuries, they were symbolic blows to the soul of the defense. The Seahawks stumbled to a 9-7 record and missed the playoffs, signaling the end of an era. The dismantling accelerated in the 2018 offseason. Richard Sherman was released and signed with the division rival 49ers. Cam Chancellor, facing a risk of paralysis, announced his retirement. Earl Thomas's relationship with the team soured dramatically, culminating in a mid-game leg fracture and an infamous double bird gesture directed at Pete Carroll as he was carted off the field. Bobby Wagner remained, a solitary superstar left to hold the line. Despite the exodus, Wilson's brilliance and Wagner's dominance dragged a transitioning team to a 10-6 record and a wild-card berth, where they fell to the Dallas Cowboys. This period was further shadowed by the passing of owner Paul Allen, a stabilizing force since 1997. The Seahawks were competitive, but the championship DNA was gone, forcing a long-term strategy to rebuild around Russell Wilson. For a few years, that strategy appeared to be working, albeit with clear limitations. In 2019, Wilson played arguably his best football, carrying an otherwise flawed team to an 11-5 record with a league-leading number of clutch drives. The emergence of rookie receiver DK Metcalf provided a spark. They won a playoff game against Philadelphia, which, remarkably, would stand as their last postseason victory for years. The 2020 season started with even more promise, a historic 5-0 start, an MVP-caliber first half from Wilson, and an NFC West title. Yet, the familiar flaws surfaced: a defense that was merely average, a problematic offensive line, and Wilson's second half cooling off. They suffered a disappointing home playoff loss to the Los Angeles Rams. The team was good, but not great, a playoff participant, not a legitimate threat. The facade fully crumbled in 2021. The Seahawks posted their first losing season in a decade, finishing last in their division. The defense was among the league's worst, yielding yards at an alarming rate. Wilson missed games due to injury, and even upon his return, the roster's deficiencies were too profound to overcome. Wagner was still excellent, but he was a relic of a bygone era surrounded by diminishing talent. The front office reached a monumental crossroads. In a stunning sequence in March of 2022, they released the iconic Bobby Wagner and then traded franchise cornerstone Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos. The two remaining pillars of the Super Bowl team were gone, and the consensus was that Seattle was entering a deep, painful rebuild. Expectations for the 2022 season could not have been lower. What happened next defied all logic. Geno Smith, a journeyman quarterback presumed to be a placeholder, authored a sensational comeback story. He led the NFL in completion percentage, threw for over 4,200 yards, and won Comeback Player of the Year, piloting the Seahawks back to the playoffs. Rookies like cornerback Tariq Woolen and running back Kenneth Walker III flashed star potential. Despite a defensive unit that remained a liability, the mere fact of their playoff appearance was a triumph for the front office. However, 2023 revealed the fragility of that success. After a promising 5-2 start, injuries decimated the roster, the defense collapsed again, and they finished 9-8, narrowly missing the postseason. Smith's play regressed toward the mean. While Bobby Wagner returned for a nostalgic and productive season, and young players like Devin Witherspoon showed promise, it was clear the team had plateaued. This realization triggered the most consequential shift yet. In a seismic move, the Seahawks moved on from legendary head coach Pete Carroll after 14 seasons. His tenure included the ultimate high of a Super Bowl, but the recent stagnation necessitated a change. Seattle hired defensive specialist Mike Macdonald from Baltimore, signaling a clear priority: fix the broken defense. The 2024 season under Macdonald showed incremental progress, a 10-7 record, but they still missed the playoffs, losing a division tiebreaker. For general manager John Schneider, incremental wasn't good enough. He decided to gamble everything. In a ruthless and bewildering series of moves in the 2025 offseason, Schneider tore down the offensive core. He released longtime stalwart receiver Tyler Lockett. He traded Pro Bowl receiver DK Metcalf. He then traded the quarterback who had resurrected his career in Seattle, Geno Smith. To the outside world, it looked like a surrender. But Schneider had a vision beyond sentimentality. He targeted quarterback Sam Darnold, a former first-round pick who had revitalized his own career with a 35-touchdown season in Minnesota. The signing was a high-risk, high-reward bet that offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak could replicate that success. To support Darnold, they added veteran receiver Cooper Kupp and fortified both lines with guard Graham Zabel and defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence. The moves were panned by many as a downgrade, a collection of gambles on former stars and unproven talent. The 2025 season proved every critic wrong. The Seahawks didn't just improve, they dominated. Sam Darnold provided efficient, confident quarterback play. Jackson Smith-Njigba, previously a tertiary option, exploded into an all-pro, league-leading receiver. The offensive line, anchored by Zabel, provided stability. But the true masterpiece was the defense. Mike Macdonald worked a miracle, transforming a league-worst unit into the NFL's best. Veterans like DeMarcus Lawrence and Leonard Williams played with renewed vigor. Devin Witherspoon solidified himself as a premier cornerback. The acquisition of linebacker Ernest Jones IV became the linchpin, fixing a porous run defense and injecting athleticism and leadership. This was a new age Legion of Boom, less about brutalizing hits, more about sophisticated scheming and relentless execution. Seattle raced to a 14-3 record, the best in franchise history, securing the NFC's top seed. The playoffs became a showcase. They eviscerated the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round, a 41-6 statement victory. In the NFC Championship against the Rams, Darnold silenced every remaining doubt, delivering a flawless 3-touchdown performance, with Smith-Njigba making spectacular catches in critical moments. The defense, as it had all season, made the crucial stops when needed. In just 2 years, Mike Macdonald had engineered a defensive juggernaut, while John Schneider's controversial roster gambles paid off spectacularly. The Russell Wilson trade, once seen as the start of a dark age, had yielded the draft capital that built this new contender. From the ashes of the Legion of Boom's end, through years of mediocrity and a bold, brutal teardown, the Seattle Seahawks had not just rebuilt a team, they had constructed a new championship-caliber machine, poised to complete one of sports' most remarkable turnarounds.